Who carries the initial M?
No one.
No one. It's okay. Okay. What I'm doing with my fingers, who does this? And this is like, it's not the money sign, but who in the family does this?
Me and my brother.
Okay. Let's go back to the early part of your life. Do you remember when you were a child?
Little.
A little. Up until, do you remember like from, I'm going to say from 4 to 9? Do you remember anything?
Yeah.
Do you remember the bad times? There were a lot of bad times, correct?
Yeah.
So that's what I was seeing, a lot of bad times. Or what I'm sensing or what I'm hearing, depending, and I'll explain all that to you later. If I go like this, unfortunately, by me doing this, I know I have spirit here giving me information. And basically that's how I work. That's how I know that I have collective energy here. I don't think you were adopted.
No.
But it's like you were adopted, and I don't understand why. Like, you may not have lived in your own home, you may have lived in somebody else's home, but you weren't. I don't get any official papers. Tell me about it.
No, it was me and my mother. We were always together, so I'm like her son.
Oh, I know. I believe that you're her natural son.
Yeah.
But whose house did you live in when you were growing up?
Hers. It was always hers, yeah.
And
whatever house she was in, I was in with her.
And when you were small, who was watching you?
No one. It was pretty much
Pretty much what?
just myself.
Just all by yourself?
I would watch myself and my brother.
All right. All by yourself?
Yeah.
And mom was out working?
Yes.
Okay. Did you feel, because now what I want to do is round up what I'm saying about you're not adopted, but feeling like an orphan, which would be someone that would be adopted. You got that?
Yeah.
So if you were left by yourself, how old would you be?
About like 9.
Okay.
9 is when it started.
All right. And tell me about, let's go to the age 7 for a moment.
Okay.
Tell me about the age 7. What happened at the age 7?
Nothing that I recall.
Okay. Do you remember some kind of steel stairway, some kind of metal stairway?
Age 7, there was.
Tell me about this stairway.
I know I tripped once.
Only tripped once.
Yeah, and that's how I lost my tooth.
Okay. So, all right. And what age were you?
7.
7. Okay. This is what we need to know. It takes time to go back.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to not being adopted, but feeling like you're an orphan. And that was the word I was looking for earlier. Not that mom didn't love you, because you know your mother loved you. And I think she overloved you, but she had to do what she needed to do. So it looks like you're in a house, but it's not. I said earlier, it's like your house, but it's not, because you're not feeling the connection in that house, the family connection. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
There's an element that is missing. Did somebody have a farm?
My grandmother.
All right.
She
And
had a little farm.
okay. I don't like to say whether I have to go with this farm, her farm, or did she inherit it from her mother?
It was hers.
It was hers all the time.
Yes.
And do you know anything about your great grandmother?
No.
All right, you don't know anything about her. Okay. You said you had a brother.
Yes.
Only one sibling?
No.
How many siblings?
4 that I know of.
4. How many are natural yours, biologically, your mothers and fathers?
4.
4. Okay. Are there other children?
No.
No. Okay. Why did you stop and think?
Just because they're separated.
All right.
So.
All right. That's where the pain comes in as the child.
Yeah.
Let's go back to your sixth birthday. What do you remember of that? What were you waiting for?
My dog.
Tell me about your dog.
When I was young, my mom got me a dog when I was 6 on my birthday.
On your birthday, okay. So basically, I'm going to give you an image that I'm seeing, and it's like a grandmotherly image. Did an older woman watch over you? And I'm not talking about your grandmother, but did an older woman watch over you when you were young? Who is the older woman that's gone? Deceased, you don't know, okay. So they were all with him.
Yeah.
And let's go. Were you ever left in a car alone?
No.
No. How do you feel if you're in the car by yourself?
Fine.
Fine. What vehicle is red? Nothing that you can recall?
Nothing that I can recall.
How wonderful was your childhood?
It wasn't all that great.
Okay. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going to start again. I know that it wasn't great. I'm not saying that mom was a bad mother, because I believe your mother has heart. All right? I believe that she's an abused individual, but not abused by you. Correct?
Yes.
But I think she was in a relationship that was an abusive relationship.
Yes.
A man that was in and out of her life and doing whatever he felt like doing. Correct? You understand that?
Yes.
Now, I asked you about siblings, how many you had, and I get 2 main siblings. Now, who are these main siblings?
My brother and my sister.
All right. So there's you, your brother, and your sister. Where is the 4th that you said they were?
Lives with my father.
Does that girl belong to your mother?
No.
No, so there's 3. But even though she's part of your blood because she belongs to your father, I am focusing basically on you and the house that you're in and the adoption, even though you're not adopted. But did you ever feel you were adopted?
Yeah.
So you're like, if I'm going to put popcorn in a popper and I'm not going to turn on the fucking electric. You got it? I'm going to just put that popcorn in there and nothing is going to happen. So now, I want to put you in a car, not as a man, as a child. And I want to leave you in that car for a while. What does it remind you of?
Nothing that I... No.
Did mom or dad ever put you in a car, go shopping, and leave you in the car? No, okay. Like I said, like I say to people, I could be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. And the reason why I don't think I'm wrong is because what I'm getting from you and what your vibrations and what I'm hearing from out there, and even though we have your loved one continue walking up towards this way, and she's an older woman, you're not recognizing who she is. All right? Now, this could very well be an old neighbor, an older woman, a landlord that used to watch over you, knowing that you were left in the house alone. Any of that sound familiar? No. Who owned the house you lived in?
My mother.
Your mother. Was there a tenant?
No.
It was just your mother. Let's go to the neighbor. Tell me about your neighbor.
Didn't have a neighbor.
Where'd you live, in the woods?
We lived, yeah.
Oh, okay, so that's the farm. All right. And you lived with your grandmother?
No.
All right. So we're going to skip along a little bit. Now I'm going to ask to see your hand. I'm not a palm reader, but for some reason I came into this world with certain knowledge. And it shows me that in your hand, it shows me the hurtfulness and the misery you went through as a child. We all in our lives, some of us regret our childhood, things that happened during our childhood, possible beatings or the abuse. You got it? Does that fit you?
Yeah.
Okay. Did somebody drink?
Yes.
All right. Did they stink of some cigarettes?
Yes.
All right. And this person is no longer in that house in the farm area.
Yes.
They are or
No.
No. They're in another place. So when I asked you earlier, being adopted, I don't get the word, in other words, adopted where you were, somebody gave you away, but I get this emotion of feeling I feel by myself, I'm alone. Even today as the man, you kind of feel alone. And when people, you try to please people, you want everyone to like you, correct?
Yes.
And if somebody doesn't like you, you get frustrated and you get upset, it bothers you. So you try a little bit harder. Does that sound like you?
Yes.
Okay. So what we're going to do is I want you to just be you. Because I don't know you and I like you. Do you have an attraction to Egypt?
No.
So you have no attraction to Egypt. You don't have any Egypt objects.
Nope.
You're a little sloppy. Are you? What I'm doing to my knee, this rubbing of my knee, who does that?
My mother.
Your mother. When did you cry last?
A couple days ago.
Okay. I feel it. I just all of a sudden got this overwhelming of tears. What did you cry for?
It was a video of someone rescuing a puppy.
Okay. All right. So the animals mean to you.
Yes.
So it becomes emotional.
Yes.
So you're a man, but you still have this emotion. And it's good to have this. Too many of us in the world have lost that balance of the male and the female. You know, we just got to be macho. You can't, you're not supposed to cry and do all that other good shit. So I'm going to go back to the car. It's a red car, and now it could be a convertible. Do you remember anything like this?
No.
Okay. So what happens sometimes, Josh, is you're so linked to your girlfriend that these questions or the statements I'm making may refer to her. Could you please ask Arlene, explain the reason why you're calling her and ask the questions. One, was your girlfriend ever locked in a car by accident? Were you ever left in a car alone?
No.
Did mom or dad ever put you in a car, go shopping, and leave you in the car? No, okay.
Okay. All right, Mom. So was Alexandra ever stuck in a car?
Yes, Alexander was locked in a car by accident.
Do you remember the color of the car? Would it be red?
No, it was not red.
Okay. The other question, I asked Josh if he felt like he was adopted. I don't think you were adopted,
No.
but it's like you were adopted, and I don't understand why. Now, it doesn't have to mean that he's being adopted as if he were a baby, because there's no transfers of papers. So he just recognized that your family, he feels like your family has adopted him. Can you agree with that or disagree?
I would agree with that.
Okay. Now, I want to ask you about your mom, if I can.
Okay.
Mom, because I have a woman that's present, and she's like strolling up towards me, but I don't know who she belongs to. Or I should say, Josh doesn't know who she belongs to. She's very neat, very clean. There's something about her that's a sweet smell. And she's in a kitchen at the moment with a little collection that looks like cups or statues. Would you know who this person is? And it's like a grandmotherly image. Did an older woman watch over you? And I'm not talking about your grandmother, but an older woman. Did an older woman watch over you when you were young? Do you know anything about your great-grandmother?
No.
Who is the older woman that's gone? Deceased? You don't know? Okay. I'm seeing her at a distance, and she's wearing a, you know the old-fashioned aprons they used to wear? The women don't wear them any longer. She's wearing a little apron
I do know.
with pockets.
Yes, my grandmother, Marietta,
Marietta. All right.
wore
Now,
an apron, lived in an apron like that because she came over from Italy, and she was always in a kitchen, always in the kitchen. That's what she did. She cooked all the time. She would start in the morning to make supper for the night. So I would say that that's my grandmother. Very sweet.
Yes.
My grandmother was very sweet.
and she smells
The
cute.
description you gave, I would say that that's my grandmother.
Now, the M, you said her name was what? Who carries the initial M?
No one.
No one. It's okay.
Her name is Marietta.
All right. I asked Josh who is the M as this lady continues walking up towards me, and now we're making the connection. I have one more question, and I do thank you for your time.
You're welcome. That's good.
Does your daughter have any pull towards Egypt or anything about Egypt?
I don't know. I'd have to say no to that.
Okay. Your daughter, his name is Alexandria, correct?
Alexandra, yes.
Right. Well, one of the biggest places in Egypt happens to be Alexandria. So that's where his...
I didn't know that.
Yes, that's where his...
I didn't know that.
It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much.
Oh, you are very welcome.
Bye now.
Thanks, Mom.
Okay, bye. Call
Bye.
me if you need anything else.
You see this pole?
Yeah.
She started I caught her glimpse of her from this pole. And from this pole, she's walking towards him, but she never came close enough. So what happened was I didn't realize that it didn't belong to you. This woman doesn't belong to you. She belongs to the one that you're in love with, the girl that you want to marry, the person that you're so in love with, the one who makes you cry. Your girlfriend makes you cry. Yeah. Is that correct?
Yes.
So now, her grandmother, it would be her great-grandmother, I think, or great-great, I'm not sure, we'll have to go back and look, is welcoming you into the family. You follow that?
Yeah.
So therefore, it's another lesson that I learned for myself, that if a loved one is coming from afar, it doesn't belong to the person I'm speaking to. So really, at my age, I'm still learning my craft. I'm learning how to utilize the gift that's given to me. Thank you again, Josh. What vehicle is red? Nothing that you can recall.
Nothing that